welcome to a new vlog. My name is Brittany. I am a stay-at-home mom of 2 kiddos, firefighter wife, and I am just trying to find out who I am again after having 2 kiddos. Welcome to a new vlog. It is gonna be just a couple days in my life, just kind of see what we're up to. It is currently Thursday, and so far I did a Pilates class this morning. I took coffee to a friend. I came home. My son and I went to his little story time class, and now I came home, and my husband, he's home from shift today, so he went to the gym, and now the kiddos and I are just hanging out, reading books and practicing standing. And I think later we might try to go on a bike ride or a walk or something, depending on if it rains or not. And then I also am getting my hair done later, which I'm so excited for because I've not had it done since August, so it is way overdue. And yeah, I just thought I would take you along a couple days of our life, so let's get to it. On a wagon ride, on a wagon ride, on a wagon ride. Ew, that's an imprint of a worm, but no worm there. You pulling, sissy? Oh, it's a roly-poly. Hey guys, I'm coming to you from the exact same spot that I came from earlier, but it is quite a bit earlier. Hi. I think when I talked to you earlier, it was about 11, and now it is about 5. Yeah. I got my hair done. It legit has been months and months and months, literally like 8 months since I got my hair done. So I am super happy. It feels significantly different. It's so crazy to me that, I don't know, I just didn't even really notice how dark my roots had gotten and just how unhealthy and heavy it felt, because obviously I was terrible and did not get a haircut for 8 months. So I had a lot of split ends and just a lot that needed to be cut off. I just got a trim, but I got my layers touched up a bit and a couple of face framing, and I am obsessed. I love it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really happy that I went ahead and got that done and did that. Sis and I are just hanging out here, practicing standing some more. My son and my husband just want to pick up pizza because we just ordered pizza for dinner tonight. And yeah, that's basically the rest of the night. We're just gonna have pizza. Both kids really did not sleep well last night, and they both took not the greatest naps. So I think we are going to do early bedtimes, and then my husband is actually in a softball league that starts tonight. So the first game is at 8:30. So he basically is gonna leave shortly after we put the kids to bed. And I think I'm just gonna have some me time and probably watch YouTube videos, and yeah, that'll pretty much be it until it is about 7:30. We just got the kids to bed. My husband just left for softball, and before I kind of unwind and relax for the night, I really wanted to kind of talk about and share something, just something that's been very prominent and real in my life right now, and something that I'm trying to kind of work on. I feel like it's maybe something that a lot of moms kind of deal with, especially if you are kind of transitioning or already are a stay-at-home mom, and that is just our identity. So I became a stay-at-home mom last May, kind of the end of May. I was a teacher before that, so I taught for 5 years, and yeah, once I stopped being a teacher and I started staying home, especially when the colder weather hit, I definitely lost my sense of identity and who I was. And I think a lot of that was because for so long I occupied my life with going to college and becoming a teacher and all of that stuff. And then I finally became a teacher, and that is like what I have wanted to do since I was in 3rd grade, which was be a teacher and then also be a mom. But, you know, I worked really hard to become a teacher and to get my job. And then, you know, I was and still am very passionate about teaching. So that was something I feel like I kind of just like threw my all into. And then becoming a mom, specifically a stay-at-home mom this past May, I don't know, I just really feel like I didn't know who I was, because I was teacher and then I was thrown into mom. But now being a stay-at-home mom, I do have more time to do things that I enjoy. But the problem is I didn't know what those things were. I don't even know if this is making sense. I feel like I'm rambling, but yeah, I just feel like my sense of identity was like teacher Britnee and then mom Britnee, and I just didn't know what made Britnee Britnee anymore, which was really hard when, I don't know, I just feel like I have time now to kind of like fill in with those hobbies. That was one of the hardest things of becoming a stay-at-home mom, and I had a really good conversation with my therapist the other day, and I kind of wanted to share it because I feel like it really has helped me have a sense of identity and kind of figure out who I am, and also just think about the different areas of like me, if that makes sense. But my therapist told me that when we, you know, think about our lives and think about who we are and what we're doing, we have like different areas. We have our like emotional, you know, side. We have our physical side, our spiritual side, our social side, our productive side, and like our romantic side. We want to kind of tune in to how we're feeling in those areas of our life. And we kind of want to do things to kind of fill our cup in those areas. But when I visualize these areas of my life, I kind of visualize them like a graph, right? So I have like, it's almost like a bar graph. This is like the teacher in me, but it's a bar graph, and I have emotional, physical, spiritual, social, etc. And then, you know, I kind of have my bars. And the thing is that they're not always equal. So they're not always going to be straight equal, you know, I'm right at level with my emotional and physical and spiritual self and social and productive and romantic self. That's not how it is. And I think that's something that, you know, we kind of have to like let go of and like lose control over. It's just feeling like we really have to be peaked and equal in all of those areas at all the time. That is just not sustainable. And honestly, it's just not realistic to think that all of those areas are going to be a filled cup at all times. And so thinking of my life in this way really helps me kind of realize, okay, which bar is the lowest right now? And am I okay with it being that low? Or do I need to kind of like fill my cup and raise the bar in that area? And so some things to think about, you know, in terms of like emotional, how am I feeling emotionally? Am I, you know, kind of studying my emotions? Am I feeling like emotional roller coaster? And the things that I can do to raise that bar could be to see my therapist, or it could be to like write in a journal and write out my feelings, kind of those things to help fill my cup in the emotional area. Physical for me are like going to the gym. I like to do the Pilates classes. So like if I'm having time to do that, or even as simple as like going on a walk with my kiddos. Spiritual for me, I am Catholic. So it's things like going to church, talking to God, praying, writing in my prayer journal, all of those types of things. If you are not religious, then it could also just be things like manifesting or like staying in tune with yourself or mindfulness, that kind of stuff. Social is, you know, talking to other people than just my littles at home. So seeing my friends, going on like talking to my husband, you know, talking to friends on the phone throughout the day, things like that. Productive can kind of depend on if you're a working mom, if you're a stay-at-home mom, those types of things. So before, when I was a teacher, obviously my productive could have been like going to work and teaching. But now my production to me is like following my cleaning list and kind of doing my house chores, but also now things like, you know, YouTube and Instagram, because those are kind of have been like my creative outlets recently, which honestly, like creativity could also be another area to look at. And then the last one is kind of like romance and romantic. You know, if you have a partner, are you taking the time to just, you know, have one-on-one conversations with them, you know, maybe go on date nights, even if it's just at home date night after the kids go to bed. But I don't know, just thinking about these areas kind of helps me stay like sane, almost like stay in control and feel like I have an identity and I have a purpose and I'm doing something. My therapist asked me, or how would you feel if you lost control? And I said, honestly, like changing my mindset. And changing my mindset was realizing that these are not always going to be equal, and I have to be okay with that. I have to give myself grace to know that all of these areas realistically cannot be equal at all times, especially with 2 young kids at home and a house to take care of. It's just not going to happen. Yeah, that was just a really long-winded way to say that once I thought about it that way, it really helped me become more in tune with myself and realize maybe what I feel like I was missing, what I needed more of, what I feel like I could kind of draw back on. So that's been really helpful. And then the other thing that my therapist and I came up with was the 3 things that I needed to happen in a day to require it to be considered a good day. And, you know, she said, this is honestly like rock bottom. Like you're having the worst day ever and you're just not having it. You don't want to do anything. What are 3 things that you can do to consider it a good day? And we kind of came up with these because I was just feeling very, I don't know, I don't want to say like unfulfilled, but it's hard to go from being a teacher where I had a running to-do list all the time. But I also had like a deadline for those to-do lists, and I had, you know, a whole class that I needed to do things for, and I had an admin and parents to report back to. Whereas then when I came home, I still had a running to-do list, but it was really only me who cared if I got it done. And that kind of just left me feeling unmotivated, unfulfilled, like, I don't know, I lost like productivity, all of that kind of stuff. And so then I would just feel so bad about myself. Like I didn't do anything today. I did not deep clean my bathroom. I did not do a lot of laundry. It was like that. And I was just really hard on myself. So we came up with 3 things in a day that would make it a good day. So I thought about what 3 things are important to me that I could do and say, this would make this a good day. Like if I just did these 3 things and that's it, aside from obviously like feed us and keep us safe and change diapers and stuff, you know, that's a given. But these 3 things would make it a good day. And so I said to kiss my husband, to get down on the floor and intentionally play with my kids at least once, and to do something for me. Yeah, that was really long-winded. I so hope that any of that made sense to you guys. But I don't know, I just felt like really called to kind of share that because I know that motherhood is so dang hard, and I just really feel like nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about how hard it is and how much you go through. And you just don't truly understand what it's like until you're thrown into it. And I don't know, I just like look back and I'm like, holy cow, like how did my parents do this? Like were they, like was my mom feeling this way? But if you are feeling this way, you are not alone. If you're not feeling this way, can you please give me your tips? And I'll talk to you guys later. Lightning McQueen. Big. Yeah, it's nice and big for fire truck. It fits. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. It is a new day. Honestly, today I'm just trying to survive. My husband is on shift today, and both kids aren't feeling the best. Last night around 8 p.m., Sis woke up super congested and snotty, and she couldn't sleep because of it. And then this morning, my toddler woke up with kind of the same thing, just congested and snotty. And so neither of them really slept the best. Neither of them are in the best moods. So we are kind of just doing what we can to make it through. I've got Daniel Tiger on. I did a mini toy rotation to hopefully try and kind of like pique some interest. I don't know. And Sis literally napped for like 35 minutes and is already awake. I'm trying to see if she's gonna fall back asleep or if she's ready to get up. Yeah. I was gonna sit here and try to meal plan for next week, but I don't think that's gonna happen right now, which is fine. I can do it later. It's a gorgeous day, so if anything, I'm thinking we might go on a walk, and I'm hoping that that can, I don't know, calm us all and maybe just like help them like break up the congestion a bit. I also don't have a car today because our family car, my car, is getting fixed because the AC didn't work, which is great. And then since my husband's at work, he obviously has his truck at work. So yeah, I can't even really go anywhere today, which is fine because where would I go with the 2 sick kids? Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes days like this, it takes a lot of patience and a lot of meltdowns, honestly, like a ton of meltdowns, not only from like the kids, but from me too. And that's something that I'm kind of learning to deal with and work with. I don't know, I feel like sometimes it's harder because I just wish I could have my husband come home every single night, and you know, I could be looking forward to like 5-6 o'clock to have some reinforcements in the parenting department. But then I also have to look at the fact that, you know, he was just with us for 2 straight days. He'll be with us again for the next 2 straight days. And you know, there's beauty in that too. But yeah, it's one of those things too where I know the other day I was talking about those like areas to look at, like emotionally, physically, mentally, socially, spiritually, like all of those areas. And on days like this, they will be lower than I kind of like hope for them to be. But again, it comes with that mindset and that understanding that they are going to ebb and flow and just fluctuate, and the, you know, how filled my cup is. And yeah, some days are just going to be days where you're surviving and days where you are just getting by and doing what you can. And for me, if that means my toddler is maybe watching a little bit more TV, or we are not really doing too many like productive things, then that is what we're gonna do to get by. And I'm gonna let that mom guilt go. But yeah, I think that this video is probably long enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.